Alright everybody, who else got in on the E.L.F. Cyber Monday haul? It was such a good deal, half off the entire site, free shipping, so yeah, I took advantage of that. I went to the little new tab on the website and got a lot of things that I've been eyeing for a while. E.L.F. is not an expensive brand at all, but if you're trying a lot of stuff, half off everything really helps a lot. I got my order in yesterday, so this morning I played around with a lot of these products. It helps me explain it more when I've at least had a chance to use it. So first thing that I got is the E.L.F. BB cream. Yes, E.L.F. has an SPF 20 BB cream. It's in like a squeezy tube and then it has a pump on the other end, and this smells a lot like sunscreen. I have it in the shade Buff, and I must say it's a very good match for my skin. I put this on this morning, and the first thing I noticed was the coverage. Pretty impressive coverage. Kind of reminds me of the Rimmel BB cream, maybe a little bit more liquidy than that, but it blended in very easily. I did use this as my moisturizer because, as a lot of BB creams claim, this will moisturize, perfect, protect, blah, blah, blah. Vitamin E, jojoba, aloe, cucumber are in here to hydrate and nourish the skin. I really can't say much about the staying power of this yet, but I can tell you that Buff was definitely the right color match. I really liked the way it blended in, and it had much better coverage than I expected. I mean, we're not talking Estee Lauder double wear coverage here, but a little more coverage than even some sheer foundations I've tried, like the Maybelline Fit Me. Other face thing that I got is the Mattifying Cream Foundation. It says oil-free. I have this in the shade Sand, and so that came in a little box like this. It says high definition, oil-free, lightweight foundation is perfect for normal to oily skin types. And it claims to be one of those cream to powder formulas that gives you a matte finish. So the compact is like this. It's got a mirror, oops, a mirror, the product, a sponge underneath. And again, this was a good shade match for me. I've never had this much success finding the right shade on E.L.F.'s website, but I kind of see what they're saying about the cream to powder thing. It really feels very creamy and kind of thin, a lot thinner probably than most of the cream foundations that you've tried. And then when you blend it in, I don't really feel it going to like a super powdery state, but it does set to kind of a matte look. I could have just stuck with the BB cream as my base type product, but I really wanted to try this, so I put a little bit of this on as well. I did use the sponge to apply it. It's kind of hard for me to talk about how well this covered because the BB cream did have some coverage of its own. Something I really liked about it was the natural look that it had on my skin. It didn't seem super thick. I'll be very interested to see how this holds up around my T-zone. Of course, this is just a haul, not a review, but in order to give you a good review in the future, I'll have to use these individually to see how they last and stuff like that. A couple of things here that have been around for a little while that I just hadn't tried. Well, I do have one E.L.F. Baked Blush, but it really performs a lot like a highlight. So I got another one in the shade Rich Rose, and what's rose about this? It looks like a bronzer with coral swirled in it. And so I did apply this like my blush today. I am not a big fan of this. I mean, as I swatch it, really get a lot on my finger here. I don't even feel like tons of color shows up. It just looks like a light bronzer to me. And then I got the baked highlight, and this is in the shade Blush Gems. So it looks like a pretty typical highlight. It looks like it could be really shiny, but it's actually very sheer. Like, I don't know if you can tell there, but there's not a lot of thickness with this product. Like, you really kind of got to rub on it to get some off. And I don't really mind a highlight being sheer because I don't like thick shimmer on my face. I did use a little bit of this on top of my cheeks, but there's actually another product that I used more in a highlighting sense, and it is... where did it go? Oh, the Shimmer Sheets. I thought these would be so fun to review. I love picking out those things that just strike me as something odd and an unusual format, you know, of makeup. So you've got a little folder here, kind of like oil blotting sheets, and these came in different shades. So I got the pink ones. And then you've got another little folder that contains, it's got like a little piece of paper on each side, and then the sheets are in the middle. And this is what it looks like. One side is just paper, one side is the shimmer. And there's a lot of shimmer in this, and it's pretty colorful and pink. I mean, that looks like a blush to me, right? I sort of dabbed some of this on the apples of my cheeks and then blended it out with a brush, and I got kind of a glowy blush look that way. Just swiping this on your cheeks, like thinking you're gonna be real quick and go boop and be done. I don't think that's gonna be enough blending wise. You kind of need a brush. But I'll mess around with that some more. It's kind of fun. Oh, another new face product I got is the HD Lifting Concealer, and I have it in the shade Light. And this shade is pretty much like a skin tone match. So I don't necessarily see this as something that's gonna like super brighten my under eye area, but it did cover some places pretty well for me. I thought it had good coverage on redness around my nose, just spots here and there. It says infused with vitamin C, green tea, and mulberry for lifting and soothing benefits. It says to apply to areas with fine lines that need a little lift. So I did put this on my under eye area, but then like I said, because I want more of a brightening effect there, I added a little bit of my Maybelline Age Rewind on top of it. My first thought on this is that it actually has a really nice, kind of thin, lightweight texture, but yet it seems to have really nice coverage. So I'm totally going to be using this some more, really focusing in on it and seeing what I think. As far as any areas on my face that I need to cover and really just want to disappear into my skin tone, this worked pretty well. This product has been around for a while and I just hadn't tried it. It's the Eyebrow Treat and Tame, and I don't know what I was thinking this side was, but this is actually like a little brush tip here that you're supposed to put on your brows. It's a regrowth vitamin infused gel formula. So I haven't really used that side much yet, but this other end, hello, that was not supposed to happen. This other end is like a tinted brow gel, and I can see that it's got lots of little like microfibers in there. So I got this because I wanted to compare it to the Benefit Gimme Brow, and this is definitely a much larger brush, so it's hard to control exactly where it's going. You're not going to get this into really precise areas. I really did the bulk of my filling in with my IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better Skinny Pencil, and then just went over them with this a little bit as my gel. I could kind of tell that using this alone wasn't really going to be enough, and not real pleased that it came undone. From the cap there, but that is the Eyebrow Treat and Tame, and that's from the Studio line, and I have that in clear/dark. Just a few more things here. There's a new kind of eyeshadow from E.L.F. It's called Prism Eyeshadow, and I got it in the shade Sunset, and it really does seem like, you know, pretty sunset colors, right? It's got a nice mirror here. There are 6 shades on the inside. So what makes these special? It says these ultra silky and lustrous eyeshadows look like a powder but feel like a cream. I think they look like a cream and feel like a powder. Don't they look like maybe they could be a creamy texture, but they feel like a powder eyeshadow. They're all shimmery, as you can probably see. So if that's not your game, then you may want to steer clear of this one, but they are pretty nicely pigmented, so I'm going to swatch those for you here. They're a very metallic finish, very shiny. The thing I don't really like about this, and I should have seen this coming when I ordered it, is that there's not a really dark shade in this palette to tone things down a little bit and create some contrast. So I use these on my eyes. I use the purple quite a bit on my lid. I used a little bit of this shade on the inner part of my lid as well, blended out just up above the crease with this pinky color. Used a little bit of this as my highlight, just very lightly. And then on my lower lash line I used some purple and actually a little bit of the gold there on the inner part. I don't think it's showing much. So it's a pretty palette, but nothing that's really like driving me crazy with, oh, this is so good. Oh, we've got a dog walker. Oh, he's peeing on the mailbox. Thank you. Oh, the dog was peeing on the mailbox, not the dog walker. But anyway, I pulled in another eyeshadow that I got to add a little bit of depth. I didn't want to change this look too much, but I added just a little bit of this gray in the outer corner, and this is the E.L.F. Pressed Mineral Eyeshadows. Has anybody tried these? Oh my gosh, really impressed by this. This shade is called Forest Frolic. I think I thought it was going to be a dark green, but it's a really dark charcoal gray. So there's that one. I got Wine Tour, which is this shimmery lilac. See how it's like a lilac but with golden sparkle? And this one's called What's Your Name? And it looks just like a matte taupe. Okay, there's the matte taupe, the one called What's Your Name. It's matte, it's nice. I think it could be a good blendy type color. It's not super pigmented, but these other two, wowza. Really liking this one that's got this kind of dusty lilac shade, little bit of gold. That's awesome. The Rockstar is this dark shade. I mean, not only does it look deep and dark in that swatch, but it's actually so like almost creamy feeling. A really nice rich texture. Like we could do a blind swatch test or something and I think this was maybe Lorac or something like that. I just think it's really impressive. Last but not least, I got the moisturizing lipsticks. I chose two of them. I have Rosy Go Round and Pink Minx. So new lipstick from the Studio line. It's got kind of a metal, like you can see on the inside maybe, metal feeling container there, and I have Pink Minx on. I wanted to tone down the pink just a little bit, so I put on this goldeny type gloss from NYX on top, just because I had, you know, this sweater, the purple on the eyes, and this is called VIP Glam Gloss Aqua Luxe from NYX. But anyway, back to the lipstick. It's creamy, there's no shimmer in it. It feels to me a lot like the E.L.F. mineral lipsticks, which I think are very good quality. It's got some creamy shine, you know, but not crazy shine. Not shine that's coming from any shimmer, that's for sure. So there's that really nice classic pink shade. And then Rosy Go Round I've not yet used. This will be the first swatch. Oh yeah, my kind of shade. Little bit deeper, little more of a purpley fuchsia type tone in this. That's nice. This is creamy, not shimmery. Can't really talk about staying power much with these yet, but really impressed with the color payoff.
A lovely day.
You too. Love. So that's my E.L.F. haul, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you've been trying any of this new E.L.F. stuff or have something you want to recommend to the rest of us, please share in the comments section. But I'll keep using this. You'll probably see some reviews trickling out onto my Express channel or see this stuff in tutorials on this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.